Good morning, everyone. Let's see if we can get this party started here. How is everyone today? It is chilly here in Los Angeles, California. Oh my goodness. Well, let's see if we can get the guys on here. We will not be seeing Alex again today. His mom is narrowing it down. It's not going to be much longer, it doesn't seem like. So any prayers that you can offer for Alex and his family, it would be appreciated. Good morning, James.
Good morning, sir.
Are you on the road?
I am.
I wasn't sure if we were going to see you today. I'm glad you made it.
I'm in the land of Lincoln today,
What is that?
Illinois.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Well,
I'm trying to kick some cow shit on JD Pritzker.
there you go. Exactly. Good morning, Dave.
Morning, guys. What's up?
Well, we're just getting the party started here. And I was telling everyone that Alex will not be joining us today. His mom is nearing the end, and he's by her side. So any and all prayers for Alex, it would be, and his mom and his family, of course, would be truly appreciated. So we got a lot going on, you guys. Epstein files front and center. Holy cannoli.
Oh, yeah.
Is it going to be a rug pull when it comes to President Trump signing it?
I think he's going to sit on it a few days and get some hornets stirred up, I believe.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck. I never know with him, man. It just, who knows?
Right.
Wait a
Exactly.
second. I just got a message here. Oh, okay. Well, I'm not really sure, Ben, what you're trying to communicate here, but I'll take a look at it after the show. Let's say some good mornings to everyone. Let's see who we've got here. Mary Lise Brown is here. Excuse me. Jason Coons, Benji 1959. Good morning, Big Ben. I'll look at that message later, Ben. I'm not sure if it's pertinent to, if it's something I need to look at immediately, just put it in the chat. Traveler is here. Good morning, Traveler. Sending gifts already. You're such a sweetheart. Lee, good morning. Brian, good morning, Brian. Towie Bixby. Towie, you've been on a posting tear lately. I've noticed on your TikTok account. You better pump the brakes there, girl. Wendy J is here. Andrea Lynn 81. Joni Singleton 8. D is here. Said, sorry I missed yesterday. That's okay, D, as long as you're here today. Vicky Veronica is here. Brian said, prayers to Alex and his family. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Joy Sherry said, howdy hump day from East Tennessee. Well, howdy hump day to you as well. Kings Girl 1974. Deb S from Central Massachusetts saying, praying for Alex and his family. Thank you. Gary Murphy is here. Who else we got? Christy B from Hayesville, Kansas. Wendy said, stir up those hornets. Boy, isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? Let's see. Sue B. Good morning, Sue B. T said, quiet, piggies. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but okay. Okay.
It's what Trump said yesterday in the Air Force One, I think, flying in.
Oh, gotcha.
One of the reporters called her piggy.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Kevin Kiesler is here. What? Oh, a spaceman on a treadmill. How cool was that? Thank you, Mary Lise. Let's see. Kevin Kiesler is here. Franny Dragonfly. Grand rising to you as well, Franny. Yes, Brian, I see the squirrels in the chat. Exactly. Let's see. We have David Morales is here over on YouTube. Summer and My Guy Speaks, I think is how you pronounce that. Put a Trump is here on YouTube. Summer also said they're walking into a trap, the Democrats. Oh, yeah. There is trap after trap. There's boomerang after boomerang. Paul Rick is here over on YouTube as well. David Morales said prayers for Alex's mom and his family. Thank you, David. Thank you. Thank you. Dobermom 79 is here. Good morning, Dobermom. Rick Sr. Everybody's piling in. Earl Shannon. Dialing in. Boy, I'm dating myself. Earl Shannon coming to us live on YouTube. He said, "Good morning, guys from Minnesota." Good morning to you as well. All right. Well, let's see here. Let's see if I missed anybody. I think I got Wendy J. Patriot Gal is here. Hey, Patriot Gal. All right. Let's see. Dave, do you have a report this morning?
Absolutely do. Yep, no problem. It looks like corn is down 5 to 6 across the board. Soybeans are down a little more, 8 to 13. Wheat is down 7 to 8. Cattle is up 0.5%, and the hogs are up 0.8%. As for the government shutdown coming in January, possibly again, the USDA will not be affected by that. They have funding through the year. Majority of the USDA will not be shut down if that comes into play. So interesting that was carried through and funded all the way through the year and not affected by what happens in January, on January 30th, I think, right?
Right.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Excellent. Thanks, Dave. You know what, you guys, I forgot to do indices. James, hold on one second. I'm going to do the indices.
I was going to remind you.
Oh, good. Thanks. I get out of sorts, you guys, when we're out of sync here, or it's different like that. But hold on here. Let's see. Sibmal is here. Good morning. Chris Romano just showed up. Martin's WB. Good morning, Martin. All right. So let's hit the indices here real quick. All right. Let's see. We have the S&P 500 is up 13 points to 6630. The Dow Jones is down 59 points to 46,031, and the NASDAQ is up 81.01 at 22,509. Looking at the crypto markets, let me pull that up here. We have got Bitcoin down, 89,573, down 14%, or no, I'm sorry, down today, but down 4% on the day. XRP is at 207, also down about 6.8% on the day as well. Now, there's a flushing out here coming, you guys. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to make of it at this point, but I think, well, we'll get to that in a minute. Gold is at 4,090, up $4. Silver at 51.11, up 14 cents. And palladium at 1434.60, down 90 cents. And then looking at the Q drops, the deltas for today, we have 4 of them. Drop 36.06 from November 19th of 2019. There is no step 5 end Q. From drop 36.05 again on November 19th of 2019. Pay for play only works when you hold a position of power. It's only a matter of time. And then at 36.04 and 36.03, we're talking about FISA, and FISA going both ways. I mean, I think we are in the middle of, you guys, of some historic disclosures. And as Joe Rambo and Dave over at News Treason like to say, D-class is being served up on a daily basis.
I'm surprised we don't see something big here in the next couple of weeks for sure. It feels like the heat's getting turned up just a little bit.
100%, I agree. Tanya Moonsheimer's here. Good morning, Tanya. Crystal Zeski. Good morning, Crystal. All right, let's see. Okay. James, are you ready for our military report today, sir?
Yes, sir, I am. I find myself in the land of Lincoln, or the great state of Illinois, kind of. Today we're going to talk about the United States Navy SEALs. Like all the rest of the military branches, they're looking forward to technology. The United States Navy SEALs made the request. Special warfare operators will be learning the ins and outs of building, repairing, and flying first-person view drones in an 80-hour course that will be completed with a full field exercise. The course will include 35 hours of training, 5 hours of hands-on drone building, 40 hours of actual flying. There is a listing on SAM.gov website soliciting bids for the contract for people to teach that course. So if you feel like you're good at it and you want to play around with the SEALs, you can go make your bid to play with the SEALs. The course will be 2 times a year, no more than 4 hours of simulator, They will train indoors and out. This is an 80-hour course that will include my fave live fire exercise on 5 ranges.
Just don't
Drone
pull out any
warfare,
props, James.
Roger that.
Right.
Drone warfare is real. Drone usage in our military includes surveillance, anti-armor tactics, nuisance to crowds, sniper elimination, and medical evacuation. The combat field is becoming more and more modernized. Robotic soldiers are next.
Interesting. Interesting. There is so much technology involved with the military at this point. It's very mind blowing. And I think we only probably know a very small portion of what actually exists. What do you think, James?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, there's stuff that they're dropping on a out of aircraft, and they're cloaking themselves with the environment that's around. And when they wake up, it's hell on wheels. And if you know what hell on wheels is, it's armor, tanks.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, David Morrell said, and a prayer for Earl. Good morning, Earl. Yes, prayers for Earl Shannon over on YouTube as well. Let's see. Well, who else do we have piling in here? David is here. Good morning, David. Hitesh, good morning. Hitesh, let's see. Boy, my screen is acting kind of funny. Susan E said, my grandson flies drones in the Air Force. Huh. Interesting. Very good. Thank him for his service, please. All right, let's see. Why don't we move into some stories here? So we've talked a lot, you guys, about the gold. We've talked about Fort Knox. We have talked about central banks buying as much gold as they can, about foreign countries repatriating gold. Well, Elliott Management built a large stake in Barrick Mining as the central bank gold buying accelerates. Elliott's stake is now valued at least $700 million. And it makes Barrick's 10 biggest investors as Goldman maintains a 4,900 gold price target. Now, I'm not sure what you guys think of this, but it sure seems to me like gold's coming back in the narrative again. Dave, what do you think?
Well, I actually had my oldest son contact me about investing and stuff like that. I said, remember how the AI is expanding, how gold is expanding, and how much of these minerals and stuff they're going to utilize. So if you're investing money, I told him, in my opinion, to look at the suppliers that supply these companies money. And gold's one of them. And a good example, it's coming in the narrative. And it's not only gold, it's copper and silver and everything else that it takes to build these companies. It's coming, and it's coming hard. So it's across the board. It's a good investment, I do believe.
Yeah, exactly. James?
It's beyond the scope of my expertise, but I think everybody should try and hold it if they can. I'm not a big proponent of gold, simply because the debt clock says it's $42, and you can go trade it for 4,300 over the counter.
Yeah.
That's a big delta to me. If it's really worth 4,200, why don't we just take all the 650 plane loads of gold we have, cash it in, and pay off the national debt?
Because it won't even come close to the price, even at 42.
Yeah,
Even
exactly.
at 4,000, it won't come close to the price.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, it's only like 800 billion or eight. It's really low.
Right.
There's a lot of ounces in 650 plane loads.
There is. Well, yeah, that may not be added to what we know we have, or estimate what we have.
There you go. Queen of England knows, I'll bet.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right, let's see here. Let's move on. So, oh man, I'm having some more issues here. Okay, so the badass Tom Homan, the border czar, said that he'll be in New York City soon conducting mass deportations. And he further went on to say that he doesn't care who's mayor. He'll do his job and get the illegals out of the U.S. James, we're going right to you on this one.
Well, can we go to the very last topic that you had on the dispatch about Mom Donnie, because he's the New York guru, correct?
Right.
Gotta be.
Or,
So-
yeah, he should be. I should say mayor-elect, right?
Well, and right, and he's the one that's asking President Trump for some FaceTime. Well, Tom Homan's no different than anybody else going after Kristi Noem. She's right in it too. Um, I think Mom Donnie realizes his policies are so far out of line, and realizes that the obnoxiously loud squeal isn't going to work. He says to New Yorkers that he needs to address the affordability crisis that is pushing so many out of the city. Well, I'm here to tell you, it's not the affordability crisis that's pushing people out of the city. What he's not mentioning, the ridiculous policies that impale the residents, the vast overreach of the lunatic leadership within state, county, and city governments from within the state of New York. When federal aid eventually diminishes to zero, even a hungry rat will surface and try to negotiate. New York has gone beyond the boundary of sensible and horrifically violated each and every person that is simply seeking the American dream. No wonder why they are leaving.
Yeah, exactly. A hungry rat. Boy, that's really well stated, Dave.
Yeah, it's coming. I mean, we know Tom's going to go in there and clean house. Maybe by the time the mayor-elect is going to be down at the White House, it'd be a good time to go knocking on that door and clean out. I think he's voted in on the 1st of January, I believe, is what it is. And if it doesn't happen, if it doesn't get cleaned out, New York will, for the most part, will not be a place to visit anymore. Even though I wouldn't want to be there anyway, but
Right.
it's only going to go downhill.
Sam, I really believe that that every state has been taught the lesson that if you are not going to comply, you're not going to get federal aid.
Right. And we have National Guard in every state. Don't think for a second that this is a new development and they're just, decided to shoot from the hip. And this stuff has been planned out for years. And now they're optically rolling it out to the public, in my opinion, but it's an educated opinion. So, well, there's Lisa Maria. I was wondering where you were, Lisa. It's about time you got here, young lady. You might want to take a look over on YouTube. We've got some trolls, and I'll let you decide whether you want to highlight them or not, or I should say, kick them out. All right, let's see. Crystal Zeski said, James reminds me of Tom Homan. Yeah, it's very true. Badass all the way. No question.
I love Tom Homan. Tom Homan is great. He is a great man.
100%. Tim Shaw 707 said, preach it, James. Exactly. 100%. Cindy Hayden 59 is here as well. All right, let's move on. So this story came, Mayor Rudy Giuliani was on a podcast yesterday, and he talked about New York City, and he compared it to Florida, and he said, New York City's budget is about the same as the entire state of Florida, yet Florida serves 22 million people versus New York City's 8.5 million. He further went on to say, why is New York City spending almost 3 times as much per resident than the state of Florida? What's happening to all that extra money? James?
Well, it's not being spent on the residents, I can tell you that. The money is spent fattening pockets. People can go down and have their tea and their Italian dressing and whatever bullshit they buy. The lavish trips to Florida, trips around the world. The government's milking. I mean, it's plain and simple. That's all they're doing is milking the people. And if they can raise their tax on anything, they're going to do it.
Right, exactly. Dave?
New York City's budget for 25 through 26 is 115 billion. Florida's estimated it's going to be 117 billion dollars. There is 272 square miles in New York City. There is 65,758 square miles in Florida. 8.48 million people in New York City and 23 million in Florida. So that's a lot of across the board difference right there.
That's
no doubt about that.
That's a lot of laundry taking place, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no kidding.
Exactly
what the story is.
Michelle H said, I'll miss the old New York City and all the great food. Well, again, I would not get up in arms at this point. I think that Mamdani was selected for a reason. I don't think for a second that the deep state has the type of control that they used to. I believe he's being highlighted. Just like Gavin Newsom has been in the spotlight now for 2 years minimum. And everything, well, most everything you hear about him is negative. You've got to wake the people up because you've got so many people that, God bless them. They're having a hard time. Things are tight. People are toxic. People are malnutrition. And, it's hard for them to really focus like we do. This is what I do. So I'm able to keep a pulse on it. But the average American, they just need to learn, and it takes time. It's just like a cruise ship. A cruise ship doesn't turn on a dime. It takes miles for that cruise ship to adjust course. And I think that's what we're seeing, at least here in America, as well as around the world, actually. Martini's Time said, I love you all, but James is very special. Yes, he is very special. Especially with that porn stash. I like that, James. It's looking good.
So why do you have to add the porn part?
I don't know. I just had to, man. We're always on to you on that about stuff. It looks great, though. It looks good on you.
Does it remind you like Ron Jeremy or something?
Exactly.
Just in the mustache.
I haven't heard that name in a long time. Oh, Brian said, if they're not awake by now, they'll never wake up. Well, see, Brian, I would disagree. As most of you know, I've been in this fight since the late 80s. And I've seen more people wake up in the last 4 years than in the last 4 decades. So it takes time. It's not something that happens overnight. And I get it. We're all somewhat, frustrated. A lot of us are tired. It's been a hard, long fight. But I'm telling you, it's coming, and it's coming in a way that is going to be done according to the rule of law. And I think that's one of the merits of President Trump is he doesn't play around. He may delay things. He may troll like nobody's business, but he knows what he's doing. And when I say him, I'm talking about the entire team surrounding President Trump. But I get it, Brian. 100% I agree. I get it. Mama Bear said, you know what Sam has on his mind? Oh, come on now, Mama Bear. I'm just making a joke. You guys are they're going to come rank me over the coals. Oh, gosh. Brian said,
Turnabout's fair play, Dad.
Yeah, that's true. Brian said, we love the TikTok shop. Exactly. PJ Party said, James is our king of P. And I think I know what she means. And Oh, Lisa Maria said, James, also known as Mr. Sensitive. Oh, come on now, Mr. Sensitive. He throws it out better than any of us. All right, let's see here. Oh, boy, we have a lot of trolls over on YouTube. All right, let them roll. Who cares? All right, let's see. Let's move on to oh, hey, I forgot. So my son just texted me. I have a request out there for everybody listening. My son is going down to Florida Keys, and he's going to be spending a few months down there. He's doing some kind of work. I'm not sure exactly what it is. We talked about it, but I don't want to reveal too much. But he is looking for a place to stay in the Florida Keys. So if anybody knows of anything in terms of Florida Keys, and what are you pointing at, James?
The guy down below is the king of Keys.
Really, Dave?
I happen to spend a little bit of time there every once in a while. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe when we get off the show, you can give me some direction for my son. He's going down there, and he's one of those mountain men like my nephew is. He guides. He's a kayaker, and he's an outdoorsy person. So he has been a kayak instructor, a safety instructor. He's taught snowboarding. He's just that outdoorsy type. And he has this device that he has on the top of his car where he can sleep in it. It's a thing that pops up. I don't know what the hell you call it. But anyway, they're telling him that when he goes down there, he can't do that there, that it's against the law and he'll get arrested. So he's trying to figure out a way to go because he's got a place in Pennsylvania, but he's going down there for a short time, a few months.
If it's somewhat like an RV, like a pop-up, whatever, I don't know how they'll classify it, but there are RV spots down there on the Keys on the way down. So he could rent a spot if he needed to.
Oh, okay.
If it classified it as a spot. So
okay, got it. Well, I think Noah's actually here on the show today, or he's lurking in the background. I don't see him in the chat, but he just texted me. So we'll see. Okay, well, Anyway, Dave, we'll talk more about it after the show. And if anybody else has any tips on the Florida Keys for my son, please send me a message or an email so I can communicate it to him. It would truly be appreciated. All right, so let's move on. The U.S. House passed legislation, as we all know, yesterday, forcing Trump's DOJ to release more Jeffrey Epstein files. It moved to the U.S. Senate, which immediately approved it. Now it's been sent to President Trump's desk. Now, I don't know what to expect here. Do we think that it's possible this could be a rug and President Trump is not going to sign it? Or is it going to get signed and then Pam Bondi is going to redact all kinds of information? I don't really know what to think at this point, but I'm curious what you guys think, Dave. In fact, before you even get to that, Dave, let's do a survey. All right, everybody in the chats on all the platforms. If you think that President Trump is going to sign it, put a 1. If you think he's not, put a 2. If you think he is going to sign it, but Pam Bondi is going to redact a bunch of information, put a 3. So let's see what everybody says before you get to it, Dave. Laffy Rock said 1. Benji 1959, 1. Taurus, 1. Susan E, 1. D, 1. Gary Murphy, 2. Kathleen Lee, 2. Troy Armstrong, 1. Barbara Barr, 3. Sue B, 1. Ron, 3. Lakel, 1. Jessica, 3. Patriot Gal, 3. Wendy, 3. PJ Party, 3. Kathleen Garcia, 3. Tanya Moonsheimer, 1. Rick Sr., 1. Hey, the real Alex is here. Hey, Alex, he said 3. Leonard Little, 3. Anthony G, 3. Joy, 3. Shannon, 3. Mary Lise Brown, 3. Roughneck, 2. Cindy Lou, 3. Wow, it's a mixed bag. Nobody knows what the hell to expect. Christy B, 3. Donna Fox, 3. Towie Bixby, 3. Weezer, 1. Jody Singleton, 1. Joni Singleton, 8. 1. Tombo, 1. Dave, 1. Martini Time, 1. Hits, 1. And Hits said if he doesn't, that would fuel the Dems' fire, but now he can say he did it because of them. Crystal Sesky said 17. Of course, there's always got to be 1 in the crowd. JP Metal, hey, JP's here. JP Metal Slayer said 3. Hillbilly Jones, 3. Wow. Lisa Maria said someone put a 4. Yeah, that was Special K. Of course, we have to have that in the mix. So it looks like it's a mixed bag. That's really interesting. Mama Bear said all the above. Yeah, so I don't really know what to expect. DC said 3 as well. Digital Diva over on YouTube said 3. Kimmy Cotton over on YouTube said 3. Richard Presente over on YouTube said 3 as well. Interesting. Yeah, it looks like a really mixed bag. Dave, what do you think?
I know his schedule opens up after 1 o'clock today, so I guess I wouldn't be surprised if he signed it right away. But I'm expecting him to, like, throwing a hornet's nest in a garbage bag and shaking it up for a little bit. He may give it till Friday before he heads down south or where his next trip is at that point. But I think he would just love the 72 hours of not signing it and people hitting on the rev limiter just a little bit. So.
Yeah, exactly. It wouldn't surprise me if that's exactly what he did. And he'll probably throw some kind of a troll meme out there as well. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what to expect, but it looks like we have a really mixed bag as far as, Benji 1959 said he has nothing to hide. No, I don't think it has it with anything to do with hiding anything. I think it's a matter of, it's certainly bringing it up to the public consciousness in a way that you just can't avoid it. I mean, we went from conservatives saying release the Epstein files to now the left, the Democrats, everybody on the left is screaming for the files to be released. I mean,
I think when he is not found on it, you're still going to have 30% of the people that don't. He took himself off the paper. I go, yeah, that's right. It took him 11 months to remove his name off of papers.
Right. And once
it doesn't make any sense.
And once again, when Biden was supposedly president, we had a Democratic president, and I use that term loosely. We had a House that was Democratic. We had a Senate that was Democratic. Why would they not have released it then? Do you think for a second that if they had that information and it was true, that they would have hesitated to release that back then? I don't think so. I mean, that's just logical inference. James, what do you think?
Well, it's complicated. I totally exonerate President Trump. He has not been involved in that. We know that he'd rented Epstein's plane about 9 times. Well, his was in the hangar. But I would implore everybody to take a gander at who the two ex-husbands Pam Bondi has and what they did in their past,
Hmm.
and then see why that information hasn't come out. That'll be a nice little bit of homework, but it's what you find might be you might be interested.
Well, fill us in, James. I don't know anything about her ex-husbands.
Pam Bondi had affiliation with Qatar. Her ex-husbands had, one of them for sure had something to do with what do you call that, Epstein Island. So that kind of implicates her. So it's something that you have to read and kind of cipher for yourself. I don't want to spoil the whole party for you.
Yeah.
But it's definitely an interesting read and make you scratch your head for sure.
Yeah, exactly. And is President Trump in the files? My guess would be yes, but has probably a confidential informant. Now, there hasn't been a definitive decision on that yet, at least not that I've seen, but I think he is in there, but I think as an informant. I mean, President Trump was calling out Epstein back in 2011, and then again in 14, and then again in 15. So if he was guilty of anything, why would he you wouldn't bring something up if you're trying to hide it. You wouldn't mention it at all. Yet he's brought it up over and over and over again, calling it a hoax, calling it this, calling it that. Why? There's a reason for it.
Mike Johnson even said that Trump was a FBI informant at that point.
Yep.
If you remember right, he said that.
Yeah.
And Sam, I just want to put on the record, I'm no longer interested in Pam Bondi.
Okay, got it. I'm glad we cleared that up, James, because I'm sure she's watching, and I'm sure she had some kind of a feeling that way, some kind of way. Mama Bear said, "Let the nefarious players shake in their boots." 100%, I agree. Rockhog 64 is here. Hey, Rockhog. PJ Party said the general public is not ready to see and hear what is on them. Well, I think we're quickly approaching that precipice or that tipping point. Whether we're there yet or not, that's a very good point. I don't know about that. Andrea Lynn said they'll say he had Elon wipe his name from it. Yeah, I mean, God only knows what they're going to come up with. But personally, I would like to see President Trump just release him, unredacted, and let's see what happens. Oh, nice glasses. Thank you, Franny Dragonfly. That's what I'd like to see. But believe me, that's way above my pay grade as far as I'm concerned. Oh, and you guys remember when I told you about thanks, Rockhog. You remember when I told you that my sister was made those ornaments? Well, I sent one to the White House. Well, apparently it got received a couple of days ago. So let's see whether or not we get any kind of a response. I hope for my sister's sake we do. Let's see here. Jason Ludlam says, I think Elon and Trump's spat was fake to get Democrats on board with the Epstein files. Yeah, of course. It was kayfabe. Just like the thing going on with MTG right now. It's kayfabe. I don't know what the end game is. I don't know what they're trying to accomplish, but 100% I agree. Oh, my gosh. It is sponsor time already. All right. Let's move to the sponsors announcement. Thank you, Andrea Lynn. Let's see here. Thank you, Dee, as well. First up, My Pillow, Mike Lindell. Mike has sponsored me from the beginning. If you need some sheets, you need some pillows, anything that Mike has to offer, give him the business. He deserves it. He's earned it, in my opinion. Go to mypillow.com, use the discount code SAM, and you'll get up to 80% off of all of your purchase. Secondly, we have Neil Naturopathic. Dr. Neil has been a personal friend of mine for many years. He developed non-toxic, chemical-free hair care products. It's the only hair care product line that I'm aware of in the world that has no toxins whatsoever. He actually developed it to treat his cancer patients years ago. Go to neilnaturopathic.com, use the discount code SAM20, that's SAM20, and you'll get 20% off your order. And then finally, of course, we have Dr. Peter Glidden. Doc has been in this fight for health and wellness for decades. We are doing a special with Dr. Glidden. So if you go to my website, samshalhoub.com, click on the button on the upper right-hand corner that says Dr. Glidden. That'll take you to his webpage. You'll see a big banner on there with my picture. Register for our special event with Dr. Glidden. It's on November 29th at 9 a.m., 10 a.m. Pacific time. So make sure you get registered. We've got dozens of people that have already registered, and I don't know if he has a limit on it or not. So I would get over there today and register if you're able to. And then finally, as you all know, Alex is by the side of his mother as she's, it looks like, moving towards the transition. And he wrote a book on meditation. I personally own it. I cannot recommend highly enough everyone go and get that book. Go to Amazon.com, look for Alex Ramer, Ramer, and buy his meditation book. He's also graciously offered that everyone that buys the book will get a 1-hour private consultation with him, offline, of course. And I would encourage everyone to do that. And Alex, if you're still listening, I don't know if you're there or not. We love you, brother, and we're praying for you and your family. All right, let's see here. Oh, boy. Hey, I'm married to Bob just showed up. Hey, I'm married to Bob. Said, good morning, all. Sorry I'm late. Had to help a friend in need. Well, I'm so glad that you did that. I'm so glad that you did that. Look at James. 2 genders, 1 flag, 0 apologies. Oh, and there's Alex with his porn look. There we go. Excellent. Yeah, well, there, I know. Huh?
That's Alex's afro.
That's Alex's afro. Exactly. Exactly. Oh, my gosh. All right. So let's see here. Let's move on. So the new, or as we all know, the Saudi prince was in Washington yesterday. And it was under the guise of the purchase of F-35 stealth fighter jets, which I'm sure was part of it. But during that meeting with President Trump, a lot of things took place, and we'll dig into some of that now. But amongst those things, they have increased their investment. Turkey Head, nice. Who was that from? Thank you, Franny. Anyway, see what happens. I get something on the screen and I completely lose my train of thought. But they've increased. Saudi Arabia will now be investing over $1 trillion in the United States. Now, again, I think, and this is the first time that the Saudi Crown Prince has been in America for the last 7 years, right? So what does that put it back into Trump's first term, right? Well, I personally think that there's a whole lot more going on, and specifically what happened in Las Vegas. I think that was an assassination plot. I think it was foiled by the Patriots, and I think the Saudi Crown Prince will forever be in President Trump's good graces because of that. That's just my opinion. James, what are your thoughts?
You know, I think there's with the recent announcement of the United States going to Antarctica or Alaska in search of the 8.9 billion barrels of oil. I think Saudi Arabia has no choice but to suck up as much as they can. They're trying to buy some business back from the United States, especially with us having our aircraft carriers and our military circling Venezuela and getting ready to pounce on them like a mouse, a cat on a mouse. I think that Saudi Arabia is trying to keep a close relation with the United States simply because we know we're going to negotiate oil for our strategic reserve. And whether or not they partner with us to the degree of $1 trillion or more, I think it's imperative that they do keep close ties with President Trump and his administration going forward, because President Trump has his own ideas about where we need to be in as far as an energy independent country. Mm-hmm. And I think that plays huge into the partnership with Saudi. And yeah, what we did for the Saudi prince in Vegas was a big thing.
Right, 100%. David Morales over on YouTube said ABC News was torn a new one at the press briefing. Yes, that's very true, David. President Trump just highlighted him or her, I should say, and let her have it. And I was so glad to see that. Dave?
Yeah, I watched a little bit on that this morning, but it's interesting. A lot of, obviously, Trump. They were talking about 600 billion, and Trump says, let's do it. Let's do $1 trillion. Can we get closer to $1 trillion? Yeah, we'll do $1 trillion. That sounds good. Let's do that. A lot of concerns are the F-35s too, and I said the F-35s we sell to them are not as superior as our F-35s. There's a lot of stuff that we don't put on them, like a base model to a superior model, especially on a lot of the stuff out there. So that's not as big a concern. The key is, what is those? What they say, $100 million each,
Yeah,
or
I
something
don't
like
remember.
that. So
Yeah. Yeah, but here's the thing too, you guys. Not only are we not selling them top of the line F-35s, my guess is that the Department of War has armaments that are so sophisticated that it wouldn't matter if it was any kind of plane. We have, how would I put this? I believe, and I can't prove this, I don't have the sauce, but if you look at some of the fires that have taken place, we're talking about projects that specifically can target certain areas on the earth. Why wouldn't they be able to target planes or target missiles or target anything else? I'm sure that they can. Now, James, maybe you have, and I'm talking about, directed energy weapons, DEWs. What do you think, James? Is that something that you think is in the wheelhouse?
I believe that I don't know if they would have the capability of putting the directed energy weapons on F-35s. If you look at the type of technology that you have to put on the planes and the type of planes that actually carry directed energy weapons, they're quite large. There's quite a few systems that have to be on board, and I don't think the F-35 has the room, the capability of
No, no, no.
carrying
I'm
all
not.
that.
No, no. I'm not talking about the F-35s carrying that. I'm talking about maybe satellite-based weapons that could target an
finding.
F-35.
Oh yeah, for sure, for
Right.
sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm
That's
talking
why
about.
we have the Stargazer boys up there. The Golden Dome.
Yeah.
That is all part of it. The F-35, like any aircraft, can be manipulated and outfitted with any kind of weaponry that they so choose to purchase.
Yeah.
We're not going to sell them the latest and greatest technology that we have. No, we'll give them
100%.
the base model, like Dave said, and we'll let them. Here you go. You have air superiority even with outdated weaponry because you have the speed maneuverability of something that nothing else has.
Yeah, and
Not
that's
until the F-4.
specifically to defend themselves against other countries, not necessarily against us.
Correct.
Right.
But
Right.
it doesn't mean we don't have something in place to flip a switch to shut them down anyway.
Yeah.
But the one thing that is key of them having an F-35, they can interoperate with the United States and other countries that do have the F-35 because they can partner with us in that combat role. If they're shooting lasers for us or we're shooting lasers for them, they're compatible.
Yeah, 100%. Grandmaster Sheck over on YouTube said planes and missiles don't sit still. I agree with that. I mean, that's a very good point. But I think our technology is literally 50 years ahead of what we think it is. So for them to be able to target something on the move like that, whether it's hypersonic or not, I don't think is a big deal. But again, that's just my opinion. I can't produce receipts on that. In terms of the Crown Prince, Crystal Zeski said he kept purposely patting the prince on the back too. It says a lot. Yeah, I mean, they're buddies. If in fact President Trump was able to preserve the Crown Prince's life, which I think he did in Las Vegas, you're going to tell me that the Crown Prince isn't going to do whatever President Trump wants? And when I say, again, President Trump, I'm talking about the entire team. That's just my
because patting them on the back is a no-no.
Yeah.
Across the board. It's not good.
Right, exactly. Lisa Maria, who is flipping between TikTok and YouTube, thank you, Lisa, said, all opinions are welcome. All that is asked is please be respectful. 100%. We don't care if you disagree with us. You can disagree, you can argue. As long as you do it with respect, then I'm all for it. So, all right, let's see here. So, well, James, you brought up the issue of the oil reserves. And what I think we need to highlight here is I think we're moving away from petroleum products, but it's going to take time for that to happen. You can't just gut petroleum out of the economy, expect everybody to be able to survive. But what I do find interesting is that when we were in Afghanistan, people think that there's different reasons why people think we were there. Well, I have family members that worked in the oil refining business. And people don't realize that we were in Russia. I should say that Russia was in Afghanistan before we got there. And why? Why is Afghanistan such an integral portion of what's been going on in the last 20 years? They've discovered, and this is commonly known knowledge, they discovered a 200-year supply of oil under, I don't remember if it was Uzbekistan or one of the stands surrounding Afghanistan. And the only way to get that oil from that location out to the sea was through a pipeline through Afghanistan. So I think that's part of the reason, like you talked about, James, oil is here now and it's going to be here for some time. So I think having enough supply is an integral portion of that. What do you guys think? Dave?
Yeah, I agree. Obviously, if we got the supply, they say we're going to run out, but it doesn't seem like that's the case, But obviously, with technology, and if there is other power supplies,
which I think are coming.
It'll be utilized.
Right, 100%. Right. Crystal Zeski said, no, Sam, no one is supposed to touch the prince. You're right. But he's done that multiple times. So I think when it comes to the rules, so to speak, we're talking about a whole different thing here. I mean, President Trump saved his life. I mean, as far as I can tell. So, James, what do you think?
Well, as far as this oil goes, we still are going to remain oil fired for a long time. Dave and I are going to be running diesel tractors until we, obviously are no longer here. Where we go going forward, it's kind of hard to tell. I think the nuclear technology is probably going to come into play at some time, all the way through farm machinery, semis, boats, airplanes. It's obviously technology is going to prevail. We have to at some point. George Jetson, that whole thing, that wasn't something that's hard to fathom at this point. Obviously
it's coming sooner or later because of the Olympics too.
Right,
flying taxis.
Exactly, right here in LA.
It's going to be a thing. It is a thing. But one thing I wanted to point out, Sam, I've been trying to figure this out for the last 46 minutes. Being that I was in a blackout zone yesterday and I couldn't do what I did this morning is I turned on my deal and did your dispatch, and I came up with all the notes from yesterday.
Oh, is there something in particular that you want to bring up?
I'll look at that. Actually, no, but every topic, what we've talked about thus far today, I've been following anyway, and I'm abreast of what's going on with a lot of that. But I was sure scratching my head, going, he's way out of whack. Well, it's not you that's out of whack; it's me that's out of whack.
Oh, because you were looking at the wrong dispatch?
Yeah, I looked at the dispatch this morning and told Dave this morning, yep, dispatch is out. Well, I was reading yesterday's.
Oh,
so I did all the homework on yesterday's stuff.
Hey, no. James and Sam, do you remember last week when he texted you like, hey, where's the dispatch? It was like 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Or like 6. His clock was still an hour off.
Oh, jeez, James. Come on, man.
Dave's been waiting to tell you that.
James is hiding our Easter eggs in April, so that sounds like a plan.
Well, here, James, here's a big hat tip. There's a big tip for you. The very first thing I say on the dispatch is the date. The very first thing. So that might help you in future. What do you think? No?
Noted.
Okay. So we're talking about all of this oil. And Tim Shaw 707 also said huge deposits of rare earth too. Absolutely, 100% right. Mama Bear said that was also a message to the whole Middle East that Trump can touch him. 100%. I agree. Crystal Zeski said the earth creates oil. It's not fossil derived. That's ridiculous. It's basically never ending. 100%. I agree with you. 100%. Did I say fossil fuels? Maybe I did. I don't know. But I didn't. That's not what I meant. But thank you, Crystal, for correcting me if I did say that. All right. D said, no, Sam, you say good morning. I say, yeah. I say good morning. It is whatever day. My name is Sam Shalhoub, and it's time for your daily dispatch. All right. Well, all right. I'll try and make sure that we're on point there. Towie Bixby said, are we picking on James today? Why should today be any different than any other day, Towie? He's got the biggest shoulders out here. He can take it.
That's
and
right.
It's fun, too. David Rawls said fossils and drilling depths don't match. Yeah, 100%. What's that, James?
In yesterday's news, did you guys talk about David Richardson, the acting director of FEMA?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to say something about it?
I do. I really do. That dude bothers me about as bad as Kamala Harris. Another probably appointed individual. He had no experience in managing managing natural disasters. He took heavy criticism for being unavailable during the Texas flood that claimed 130 people in July. The revamp on FEMA, it leaves disasters up to the states, and that that's probably going to be federally subsidized as each disaster comes about. But I think in states that are challenged, like right where I'm at, Illinois, Minnesota, New York, I think those states are going to be probably squeezed a little harder than the rest of them because of their non-compliance with a lot of different policies.
Yeah, 100%. And we're talking about uh
God,
Mama Bear's cracking me up in the chat.
fucking, I ain't going to be available
You're
tomorrow.
gonna be available. Yes, you are. Come on, man. Um, oh, that's interesting. I'm trying to read these other chats here, but so we're talking a lot about energy. We've been talking a lot about nuclear energy specifically, and the U.S. Department of Energy is going to provide Constellation Energy with a $1 billion loan to restart a nuclear reactor at 3 Mile Island. It had been shut down since 2019, and Microsoft agreed to purchase all of the electricity from the plant for the next 2 decades. That's a big development. I mean, an entire nuclear power plant, Microsoft is going to take all of the electricity from it. I don't even know how many megawatts that would be or kilowatt. I don't even know how to measure it. But that's a significant development. And I'm sure it has to do with AI and some other things. What do you guys think? Dave?
It has a capacity of 835 megawatts. It is enough to do 8,000 homes a year, I believe.
Just for
to power it.
for one nuclear power plant?
Just for the one they're going to redo, yeah.
I
Just
thought
for
it
the
would
one
have been
they're
more
gonna
than
do.
that. I thought for sure it'd be more than that.
Nope. No, but you got to realize through what we have with the AI boom and the chip boom and everything coming into play, we're going to need as much energy as we can, and the most efficient is nuclear. There's 61 nuclear power plants being built right now around the world, and a majority of them are in China. So
Yeah.
we got to kick some tail and get going on our own stuff to
100%.
stay up with it.
100%. James?
I think the little personal Tesla energy ball is going to be something that we all glue to. I think that's going to put Tesla further on the map. I think that people, if I give any kind of idea, looking at nuclear energy as an investment for the future, especially for people that have children, I think would be a good thing to take a study of.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. So everybody in the chat is coming to your defense, James. Towie Bixby,
Well, thank you.
Mama Bear, everybody. We're just playing with him, you guys. No need to get your blood pressure up. James can
But
take
hey,
it.
it doesn't end just on this 1 hour, 1 hour and 15-minute thing. This is 24/7.
Oh, Dave, is there any way to show that one that you sent this morning?
No,
No,
The
oh,
video,
no.
I
We all got a private video from Dave concerning James. It was nothing bad. It was just funnier than hell, man. I was laughing my ass off.
nothing bad. I'm going in a state neighboring the frickin' state of Pennsylvania. You understand that?
You're not gonna get any static. If nothing else, you might get ABC News coming out to try and interview you. But other than that, I think you're fine. Oh my gosh, that's too funny. John Langlow said, "Good, lower my freaking bill." Yeah, I mean, energy prices are through the roof right now, and there has to be something done about it. And I think that's part of what's coming. Besides the $21 trillion in foreign investment into the United States, we're moving at a pace that's really significant.
But Sam, I would rather see a company like Microsoft that actually is an innovative company that has the funding instead of seeing funding coming from other countries.
Well, I think it's a mixture of both, James. And I think Microsoft, and this is just my opinion, I think Microsoft has been taken over. I think BlackRock has. I think State Street has. I think Fidelity has. And they're slowly rolling it out because you cannot, I don't think you could, there's so many things happening right now that are in flux. And unless you have control over those specific entities, there's really no way you can predict what's coming. But yet, Q, over and over and over again has predicted 7 years ago, 6 years ago, 5 years ago, stuff that's happening today. So I'm convinced that the Patriots are in full control and that they're rolling this out at a very slow rate so that the public can get up to speed on what's going on, in my opinion.
Sam, who was the investor or the guy that dropped $100 million of Nvidia stock the other day?
That purchased it.
No, he dropped it.
Warren Buffett? I
He
don't know.
sold. No, I don't know. I don't know who it was, but somebody sold 100 million in Nvidia the other day. But I think what you're seeing, or what we're going to start seeing, is people shy away from the tech region because of companies like Oracle. I think you're going to see some of the big heavy investors, the big heavy hitters, go to energy as an investment versus AI.
Well,
Peter Thiel.
Peter Thiel. There
okay.
you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Peter
And again, I think he's part of the Trump team, in my opinion. But as far as Alex just sent me a video this morning about Qualcomm, and Qualcomm is now going to compete directly with NVIDIA for AI chips. And they're apparently producing entire server racks for AI. So I think they are so closely aligned, James, that I think when you look at one, you got to look at the other. Now, how it's going to play out, at what rate is it going to play out? I don't know. But no matter how you look at it, we need more energy. We need more energy just so that we can get our bills down. I mean, it's ridiculous what people are paying right now. It's absolutely ridiculous. So how it's going to play out, I don't know. Vicky Ambrester said, yeah, Peter Thiel. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Vicky. Towie Bixby said, I'm convinced too. I have Q on my license plate. Good girl. Exactly. It's happening right now. All right. Let's see. Hey, Vonnie Darling's here over on Facebook. Hey, Vonnie. Glad you could make it. All right. So let's move on. This is Eric Doherty on X. Said that President Trump and Secretary Noem have just entered the U.S. into a massive partnership that will assert American dominance in the Arctic over Russia and China. This was about icebreaker ship production, and it will now surge between the U.S., Finland, and Canada. Now, James, what do you know about icebreaker ships, if anything?
We've actually covered this topic probably about 4 months ago.
Yeah, but it's come back into the narrative again.
It has. And the shipbuilding that we need to go through, icebreakers lead exploration, they lead rescue. For us to be dominant in Antarctica, for us to take a presence there, you have to know that Ukraine wants a piece of that. You have to know China wants a piece of that. And you have to know that Russia wants a piece of that because there's a lot of resources up there that have been untapped. The Arctic Circle, the Antarctic Circle, where there's all this hidden technology, there's a hole in the ground, and there's all these things that are there that we don't know about. We've been sworn to secrecy over, maybe a whole nother world. Who knows? I would love to take a little trip up there, but I know you can't really go far. You can't get anywhere. But some of the stories I've read from these guys that have come out of the closet and tried to tell us that may or may not still be around, that's an interesting thing. But for us to be building the machinery that's required to go up there is no surprise. If we need it, we're going to build it. And
I don't think it's just resources, James. I think it could be an alternate trade route. Because if you can go straight through Antarctica, all of a sudden the shipping cost would go down exponentially. Now, it's the same thing with the Middle East, the whole Gaza Strip. Is there another canal that they're proposing? I mean, there's been a lot of talk about that too. I think this icebreaker ship is to get shipping lanes opened up to a point where they're doable. Dave, what do you think?
Well, I think so. Right now, the U.S. has 11 icebreaker ships being built to try to open it up. I know, and at this point, Greenland are probably coming back into play too, in that sense. But an icebreaker can break varieties by vessel, can handle a wide range from 8 feet to 20 feet of ice, is what this says.
Wow,
which is insane.
Wow,
which is insane. There has to be some melting in the 20-foot, I'd expect.
Yeah, 100%. 100%, I agree. All right. There was one other thing. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. All right, so that's it for today, everybody. We did not make our goal. Well, that's okay. Well, maybe we can dance tomorrow. But let's move to final thoughts, James.
You know, as we're going forward, I had the conversation with Dave and you, Sam. I feel a switch in energy. I feel we're building something good. It feels positive. The presence of the people that aren't supposed to be out on the interstates operating 80,000-pound trucks is starting to go down. The freight rates are starting to go up to where they should be. I'm not certain about the cost of food and the cost of grain and the cost of meat. I hope that stuff comes down. I hope we see some reprieve in the electrical field so we don't have the kind of bills that Dave talks about. You know, $1,300 electric bill for a farm
It's
is
coming. It's coming, James.
it is. It is. So whatever we buffer going forward, I think it's going to be exciting, and I'm looking forward to it. I got a little bit of windshield time this weekend. Heading out to Arizona after North Carolina tomorrow. So I'm going to get to see a little bit of the state and go visit some of those regions where some of those jockeys are no longer going to be trucking.
Yeah, exactly.
I appreciate you guys being here, the camaraderie, and you guys give me shit about my mustache. I'll take it.
We love you, James.
And, well, not just you guys, the crowd. I see some of that. That's a bad deal, but I'll take it in jest and move on. It's kind of fun. It gives me a pick me up for the entire day. Thank you for being here.
There you go. Good attitude, Dave.
Well, I appreciate everybody being here. Prayers and thoughts with Alex as he goes through another stage in life with his mom, and that's always tough, no matter what their ages are. Trump has a little bit of a quiet schedule today. He's going to the Kennedy Center for the U.S.-Saudi Investment Forum and arriving back at 1:15 today. And who knows, he may sign that bill or may let it sit on his desk and get a little shake up those hornets out there. So exciting to see. I'm sure there'll be news tonight and tomorrow, and we'll bring it back to you.
Yeah, excellent. James, Dave, thank you as always. And as you all know, we're a family here. We're a community that loves and cares for each other. Please say your prayers for Alex and his family. They're going through a very difficult time, as most of you already know. But it's times like this when we come alongside and we build each other up. So, all right, everybody, keep in mind, even though there's bumps in the roads, even though that we have our challenges, the best is yet to come. All right, everybody, have a great day. We'll see you all tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific time. Thanks, James. Thanks, Dave.
Rock and roll.